Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live for this Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. Coffee up, you know what I'm saying? Coffee up. Let's get a sip. Okay, all right. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're getting your day started well on this Monday, September 22nd. Wherever you are today, I hope you're enjoying better weather than me because I'm here in cloudy Philadelphia today. But I'm with a few of my good friends in the chat already. I appreciate you guys for being here. How's it going, Mitchell? Good morning. Jason, who I absolutely know is L. L, I'm on to you. If you guys don't know, L is the resident troll of the show, okay? It's okay, though. We need at least one. We need at least... That's how you know you've done something with your show. When you get a troll for your show, oh, you've done something. You've done a lot for yourself, so welcome. How's it going, Dr. Lynn? Good morning. Today is going to be a day where we talk about tech news, like we always do on this show, Rants About Tech Live. We talk about today's tech news, talk about eInk news, but today is going to be a particularly weird day because I spent all weekend cutting up last week's live. So I started looking at last week's live Saturday, and I was like, there's a lot of gold I leave on the cutting room floor every week. Never again, chat. Never again am I leaving gold that I do on the live shows on the cutting room floor. It's going out to the public. The mainstream public's going to see all the fun we have here. And maybe they'll join us in the morning. Maybe they'll get up and have some coffee. Because the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. That's not a sponsor. But listen, Folgers, if you want to throw me some money for sponsoring, I drink Folgers anyway. Just throw me some money and I'll sponsor you. I'll say that every day. Until then, though, that's my last day saying it. Yeah, like I said, how's it going, everyone? So I spent all morning and last night and Saturday night cutting up stuff from last week. So I don't know anything. Today is going to be a weird show because I'm going to rely on you guys to float. You guys are going to have to float me today, okay? I'm relying on you guys, the chat crew. I got chat crew in here. They got badges by their name. They're in here, chat crew. And if you want to become one of the chat crew, you hit that join button down below. You do it. You get a badge. You let me know. I support the channel. I support independent work done by independent creators like moi. I create. I do it. So yeah, that was what I spent my time doing on the weekend. So I'm totally out of the loop on what's going on. But I did see some headlines, and we're going to talk about some headlines. Just the headlines. No deep dives today. We're surface level only today. Okay, surface level only. We hit the headline. We're in and out. We do got some eInk stuff to talk about, though. We're going to talk about SheInk's take on the Remarkable and why she sent it back. We're supposed to talk about that last week. We're going to talk about it this week, though. Jason, I see you. What are we doing? Don't make me ban you, L, on your new account. Don't make me ban you on your new account, L. You keep it to a minimum. We like trolls around here, but we like trolls that keep it to a minimum. Jeez, L, you're going in already. It's not even 10:03 yet. We're 3 minutes into the show. Okay, all right. We're moving on. We just lost 5 people. Okay, we'll get to the news. All right, real quick, just the headlines. What do we got here? The Verge. Foldable iPhone might look like 2 iPhone Airs stuck together. So didn't I say this? Didn't I say this on last week's live? One of them. I don't know which one. I said this. I know I did. This is the iPhone Air was a test for the new foldable. And to see what they can get away with with their customers? Can they get away with selling an iPhone with worse specs than what the top tier phone sells for? Considerably worse, because they do that all the time. But this is a test to see if they can do that. I think all of these, and we talked about this in the Discord. If you don't know, we got a Discord, Rants About Tech. Link in the description if you want to join. But we talked about this in the Discord, me and Aaron. Morning, Aaron. How's it going? I was just getting to you, Aaron. Morning. Thanks for joining the show. Me and Aaron talked about this in the Discord about how oh man, what conversation were we having about the iPhone? But the point of the matter is, this particular device right here is a test to see what Apple can get away with, see what their customers are okay with buying and taking less of. You take a less camera. There we go. Me and Aaron was talking about the concessions you have to make for the iPhone Air. You're getting a worse camera. Who cares to me, really? Because all cameras on these cell phones are so good these days. Yeah, the Pro has a better camera, but that's being nitpicky. Yeah, it has a better camera, but you'd have to be a pixel peeping sleuth to be able to discern the difference between the iPhone Air pictures and the iPhone Pro. Especially if the person who's using the iPhone Pro doesn't know how to use manual features, then it doesn't even really matter at that point. So to me, the camera's that's not irrelevant, but it's negligible. They're all good. They're all going to give you really good pictures these days, no matter what phone camera you're going to be using, especially if it's a top tier phone like an iPhone. I think you're still getting the top tier processor in there, but you're not getting, what else you're not getting with the Air? I don't think you're getting I think you're still getting the best screen they have too. The battery's not going to be as big, so you're gonna like lose out on some battery life. But who cares? You have to charge a little more, but these phones all have decent battery life too. Like maybe the Air won't last you all day like the Pro will, and that's variable. That depends on your use too. So it could last you all day. It could last you all day. Let's go to the chat real quick. Aaron says, good morning. He loves the Air. I think everyone who got the Air loves it. I think the people who got the Pro are the ones who are a little bit sore. I put out a short this morning talking about that. So you guys check that short out. Support your boy. Morning, Derek. How's it going? Thanks for joining. That thing is super slim and lightweight. It's the only reason I want one of the new iPhones is because of that Air. I would not have any FOMO right now if not because of that Air. I had the Pro Max in my hand and hated it once I picked up the Air. You're not alone. You're not alone, Aaron. Us Samsung folks had this experience maybe 5 years ago. All true for foldable users. It's worth the last gen camera, processor, and battery life. There you go. That's what I'm saying. I agree with these phones are so good these days till you can get away with the last gen specs on these new phones. Especially considering some people use their phones for 3 years and they still happy with them. So getting last year's specs is still better than most people got in their phones. You know what I'm saying? The majority of people. And they're still working fine. So you make concessions for that, but those concessions to me are minimal in comparison and pale in comparison to the bonuses you're getting with the look of the Air. The Air just looks beautiful. Hold on. Can we get a picture of this thing? The Air just looks beautiful. This article doesn't show a picture of the Air. Let's get a picture of the Air up here. That Air is beautiful. That thing is beautiful. And people complain about the little battery pack you got to put on. They put on it to get extra battery life. I'm like, I'm glad they offer you something to get extra battery life. Who cares? Like, give me that thin phone. I'll make add-ons for when I need it. If I'm just going to be out for a few hours, I know I don't need that add-on. It's going to be a super slim phone, sexy looking. I like that. If then I'm like, okay, if I know I'm going to be out for extended periods of time, going for a day trip, I'm going for a hike or something, then I throw a little battery pack on. I throw the battery pack in your pocket or in your bag. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. That phone is beautiful. That phone is beautiful. I got to give it to them. They did a good job. They did a good job with it. What else we got in the chat here? The battery life catches up with optimization. My Flip easily lasts over a day. Yeah, and all of these phones have the machine learning in them to optimize for battery use, right? And that happens over time and with use of the phone. Still though, it may not last you all day like the Pro. get that battery pack. Plan on charging when you're sitting down at your desk instead of not charging. I mean, I would make all kind of concessions for that phone. Because it's everything in it is absolutely good enough. All right, let's go to the next thing we got here. Next quick hit we got on the tech news is going to be the iPhone Air teardown reviews. Apple standards iPhone is still very repairable. That's one of the things people were concerned about with the thinness of the phone is it still going to be repairable? And that's one of the things that people were concerned about with that's one of the things I was thinking about with the Remarkable Paper Pro Move is just that with the back being metal. It was going to be as repairable as the Paper Pro Move, but they made the back plastic, so it's a little more repairable than the Remarkable Paper Pro, and it makes it a little bit lighter. And for a portable device, I think that's a good trade-off to make. Mitchell, kind of weird to have 3 new iPhone models though. Yeah, but you know what though? I think that's condensed from the lineup they had 2 or 3 years ago when they had like 5 different models. I mean, it was ridiculous. But I agree. But I'll make that a change. You know they're going to add the Fold to this too. So soon it'll be 4. The Fold, the Air, which is definitely going to be 2 Airs like stacked on top of each other. And then, obviously the Pro. Extra battery life like iPhone 3S had Mobius battery pack on, and the good old days are back again. I think BM's talking about the 3S had a battery pack. I don't remember the 3S having a battery pack. My favorite old iPhone was the 4S. Actually, my favorite iPhone period design is the 4S. So the white one, I like that one. It was a good one. Next up, we got some iPhone 17 models are reportedly prone to very visible scratches. A lot of iPhone news because people are getting their iPhone stuff, and that's the biggest thing that's in the news today. This is going to be for the next couple of weeks, probably is iPhone stuff. And Meta stuff as well. So some iPhone 17 models are reportedly prone to very visible scratches. This is something that I've been seeing a lot of stories about, which is why I thought it was interesting to bring up today. Anybody got this problem or having this problem? How about you, Aaron? I know Aaron probably got like 5 new iPhones over there with him. Oh, it was extra and typo 4S. Okay, gotcha. Yep, definitely the 4S, that BM. I haven't seen anything like this from anybody that I know that has them, but there's a lot of reports going around, so I figured that might be something to bring up if you guys are having that issue there. Like I told you guys, I'm lax on news today. I spent all weekend editing. As soon as I get done with the live today, I'm going right back to editing, getting those videos out from last week, and then I got to worry about what I'm going to do for this week's stuff. But that's a good problem to have, in my opinion. What else we got here? Oh, I did want to bring up the fact that that I said this as well in a live stream a little while back, that I definitely think that OpenAI is going to make a pair of glasses, because they have been talking about making a secret device with Johnny Ive from Apple fame. If you guys don't remember, Johnny Ive used to be the top designer at Apple before he left to start his own firm, his own design firm. I forgot what it's called, UI or IO Design or something like that, but he started his own design firm a little while back, and then he started collaborating with OpenAI not too long ago on a unnamed and unspecified device. Definitely going to be using AI, and I think that obviously he was there to help with the design aspect of that project. I said that it was going to be a pair of glasses because that's the only thing that makes sense. If you're doing a wearable right now and you're not doing glasses, like you're just setting yourself up to fail. The Rabbit R1 proved that. The Humane Pen proved that. Like all of these wearables, and that's the thing. And I'm going to say this now. I'm gonna go on record as saying this. I might cut this out and put this in a separate video, but I want to go on record as saying this. If you're a company making a wearable, it's become apparently and apparent and clear to me that you need to think about a few things that these companies are not thinking about. If you're going to wear it at that point becomes a part of your dress, your outfit, right? It's a part of who you are. And I've said this before too. And the R1 was never going to fit in with someone's personality unless they were a 10-year-old. That bright orange, come on, chill out. The Humane Pen just looked tacky and made your whatever you were wearing fold over because it was so heavy. It's like You need to make something that goes with someone's outfit once you make a wearable. And I don't think you can make any kind of tech that's a wearable that goes on someone's body. Period. If it goes on your clothes or on your body in any kind of way, it has, in my opinion, at this point, has got to mimic something someone's making already, like glasses. And glasses are the perfect spot for AI, for anything you're doing for AI and hands-free stuff, right? Watches, when you make a watch that has AI in it or whatever, and it's just a digital thing of what we used to have of an analog thing, it's on your wrist, right? When you wear one of those plaid pins that go around your neck, it's mimicking a necklace, right? Now, I don't think a necklace would like warrant. I don't think that necklace that they did made it look. Oh, thanks for the super thanks there, Aaron. I really appreciate you. Let's get the air horns going for Aaron here for showing some support for the channel. I really appreciate that because I always say that the way I get support from the channel is through you guys, regardless of how you show your support. I really appreciate you guys showing your support in any way that you can. Because I don't rely on company support to do these kind of things. So it's very appreciated. All right, moving on. So if you're going to make a wearable, it has to be something you wear and it has to fit in with your outfit at that point. If you're not considering how it's going to fit with someone's outfit and you're making a wearable, you're setting yourself up for failure. This is why Meta has hit such a home run with the Meta AI glasses, is because they've partnered with someone who has already cracked the style code, Rayban. So Meta doesn't have to worry about, will this fit in with someone's style? It's already fitting in with people, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people's style already. So there's no need to like convince a new audience that this is cool. Ray-Ban has already convinced a whole slew of people that the Ray-Bans are cool. Now all you have to do as Meta is implement your technology in a way that's not intrusive, right? That's what you have to do at that point. And I think they did that. That's what these companies who are making wearables have to consider. If you ever consider putting something on someone's body, it has got to go with their outfit. It has got to go with who they are and speak to who they are as a person, because that's why people pick certain pieces of their outfit. If I wear Ray-Bans, it's because I like that style and I like how it looks on me and what kind of response I get from other people, right? If I'm wearing a nice like shirt or suit, I'm wearing it with the express purpose of trying to like, it says something about me. It's speaking to my character, to who I am, what I'm wearing. And a wearable, even though it's technology, has to do the same thing. That's why the Meta Ray-Bans are so good. And I think anybody wearing a wearable that goes on your shirt, around your neck, on your arm has got to consider that. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. Let's go to the chat real quick. It was extra and there. No, my iPhone is in a case. Says Aaron. Oh, so you put it in a case. I'm not a case dude, so I definitely wouldn't put it in a case. What kind of case did you end up getting? IO Products Incorporated, says Mitchell. Thank you, Mitchell, for correcting me for the. That's the company that John Ive started, right? They were acquired by OpenAI. That's what? I thought they were just consulting. That's very interesting. The Rock says, I don't know. You're getting in style versus brand. E.g., I think you like the Wayfair style offered by a bunch of manufacturers rather than Ray-Ban as a brand. Oh, okay. Who offered many different styles. Thank you for that correction, The Rock. The Rock is like on point with correcting me doing these shows. So you know what? I appreciate you, The Rock. That's a good point. You're right. I think Ray-Ban as a brand made them cool, I guess. The Mayfair, which is what I do like. Yeah, you're right. Good point. Thanks for making that distinction, The Rock. But I definitely think that companies need to consider what this is going to look like on people. Oh, what the? Okay. Gemini just interrupted my show. Okay, so anyway, but yeah, I think they need to consider that, and I think that as long as they do, they'll be successful. Okay, let's go on to the next thing we got here. Actually, I think that's the last thing. Let's get on to eInk, you guys. So all we got for the eInk section is I want to talk about the Remarkable Paper Pro move, and then we're going to go on to Reddit. and talk about Reddit for the rest of the hour here. So one of the things that was talked about in the Discord, again, Discord link in the description. If you want to continue these conversations that we're starting here after the show, you can do so by just joining the Discord down there. But in the Discord, we were starting some conversations last week about the remove, and eInk bought the remove, and she ended up deciding that she didn't want that. And reason I'm bringing up eInk is because I really respect her opinion on eInk devices. And this is what she had to say about the remove. 85% hype. I think she said in 15% hope that it'll get better. So that doesn't bode well. Faint templates. So I do agree with that. The templates do look a little faint. And this is, let me show you guys what. I'm glad my microphone takes center stage when I'm not here. It's like, I'll stand in for you, Rod. I'll take the focus for you so you're blurry in the background. You still got the nice dreamy bokeh. You know I care about that dreamy bokeh. I do. I care about it. All right. So what she's talking about is the templates here. And I do agree. That's just as an example here. Like you can't even see that there's a template there, but you can't see the template, but you can see the writing, right? So the templates are a bit light. Okay, that is something I noticed that, but I guess it never really bothered me. But now that she called it out, now it bothers me. Now it bothers me. So yeah, that's a thing. Not enough tools, which I think that's not a remove thing, or actually none of these things are remove things. These are all remarkable things, I think. So the tools are not going to be as in-depth as the tools you get on a Supernote device or a Books device for that matter. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. Handwriting is bad when held in the hand. Well, I guess that's about how you're holding it too. So she thought that she couldn't hold it in her hand stably, I guess, to write well. I didn't have that problem when I was using it on the go, but I can see that with some people, especially if you have smaller hands. Diary use. She said she loved it for diary use. And the pricing she didn't like. She doesn't like the pricing. And Aaron's take is it doesn't seem worth the money for the use case that he would probably use it for, and that what he's heard that I use it for. I have an excerpt from last week's live coming out this week talking about Aaron's take on that. So we'll get to that too later this week. What do we got in the chat here? CJ, how's it going? Good morning. Just brought myself the Daysung 13K black and white because my eyes can't stand LCD for long periods. I've got to say I'm impressed. Almost no lag. Ghosting. Not so good though. Watching you on it now. Wow. Okay. How do I look? How do I look on an eInk device right now? Did I look like I was doing the 007? What's that, the 007? I don't even remember now. I know it's from some old movie. Mitchell says, yeah, let me know how you like that over time, CJ. I really would like your input on that because no one's really giving personal insight to these eInk monitors. So definitely wouldn't mind getting your take on that. Gallery 3 isn't great with grayscale because it's dithering. Yeah, Mitchell, I heard you say that in the Discord. So let's talk about that. So Mitchell brought up in the Discord that he liked the black and whites on the remove better than on the Note Air 4C. Why, Mitchell? I don't think you went into that in the Discord, but what's that all about? I personally love the black and white. Well, I mean, the contrast, right, is better on the remove than on the Note Air 4C. But is it a contrast thing, Mitchell? Duroc says, the dithering and muted colors of both color e-ink screens always remind me of faded comic books. I like that look, which is why I like reading articles on the Note Air 4C, because it makes it look like newspaper. It's cool. I don't know why I like it, but I do. Actually looks nostalgic if you read comics on them. Oh, okay, so you're saying the same thing I was saying, Duroc. So you like reading it because of the paper look for the comics, and I like reading it because of the newspaper look of newspaper. Yeah. Same reasons though. We like e-ink is very nostalgic, and it's magical in that it's physical pigment being moved into place. I love that aspect of e-ink. That makes me giddy every time I think about it. Anytime I start getting down, like, oh, e-ink, I'm like, dude, what is it doing? Okay, that's magic. Okay, you love it. You look great on eInk. Thanks, CJ. Mitchell says, Kaleido is so dark without front light. So it is a contrast thing for you, Mitchell, the black and whites. I don't like using front light unless I'm in a dark room. Agree with you. I never use front light on eInk devices. That's like absolutely have to. Dark room. I don't use front light to add contrast during the day. No. If I got to do that, I don't like using the device. I agree with you, Mitchell, on that. What else we got here? Let's go here. So that's She Ink's and Aaron's take on the remove. So I wanted to make a point about the remove too. Someone brought up a point in the Discord last week about me making points on me being a fanboy for the remove. Now I just want to be clear, you guys. I am a fanboy for the remove. I'm not gonna lie. I'm an equal fanboy for a lot of these devices though. I'm an equal hater for a lot of these devices too. So don't get me wrong. It's not all love. Some of it's hate. But what I'm saying about the remove is this. It's not going to replace your books if you like your books product. If you like the tools you get for you, it's not going to replace that. If you like the feel of the screen on your Supernote devices and you like the indexing tools on your Supernote, this is not going to replace that. So I don't want you guys to misunderstand me. I don't think it's going to replace that if that's what you like in those devices. There are some things that the remove just won't do for you. The software is super limiting in a way that makes it easy to pick up and use, but it turns off power users because it doesn't have those tools. Again, the power users are a small section of the market, so they don't really care. There's no real incentive for them to care about us power users like that enough to change it, because they'd rather have the intuitive nature of the UI, and they'd rather have the simplicity of being able to give this to anyone and then be able to pick it up. Once you start adding tools, you got to consider how you're going to use your UI to take advantage of those tools, make those tools visible. Then you got to manage those tools. There's a lot to do well. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of these companies who add a bunch of tools do not do it well. just a lot of tools does not make you a good device. Okay. I'm just saying. CJ says, I gave him Kaleido 3. I tried. I really didn't like it. Listen, CJ, how do you feel about the Remarkable Paper Pro and the remove? Listen, this Kaleido, I got a short coming out talking about this too this week. And I'm pushing like 10 videos out today. One of those videos is probably going to be talking about me saying that the screen on the Remarkable Paper Pro the remove is so good. I've said it's the best screen in eInk here on this live a few times, and I'm not going back on that. That is the truth. It is the best screen in eInk right now. I don't know what they did to this gallery technology, but it ain't the same gallery that's in the Remarkable Paper Pro. It is not. It's different. They made improvements to it. Colors, blacks, brightness, everything across the board is improved. It's not just one area. Jason, you need to start putting L in your name and stop coming up with these weird names, because we know it's you, L. You're not fooling anybody with your Christmas talk, okay? Richard says, all eInk is compromises. You have to choose the compromises you can live with for your own use cases. Absolutely, Mitchell. She said this a long time ago, and I keep saying this. All this is all about use cases. This is just a use case driven situation when you talk about eInk, and I wholeheartedly believe that. Books palm rejection kills writing experience for me. Says Dr. Lang. Yeah, it's not. Which is one of the reasons I was so happy to entertain the Penstar eNote, because you don't have to worry about palm rejection. Because yeah, it is kind of bad. But you know who's worse? No, Onyx might be the worst with the palm rejection. I'm not gonna hold you. I think gallery is the way to go. Absolutely, CJ. Since I've been using this remove, I'm convinced that gallery is the way forward. I was only on the fence about gallery and gallery 3 and Kaleido 3. I was a Kaleido fanboy because I was like, I don't like the flickering. Okay, I can't do the flickering. And I was like, the yellowing of the screen and how dark it is compared to Note Air 4C. Or how discolored it is compared to Note Air 4C. I'm like, I don't want no parts of it. The remove fixed every problem I had with the Remarkable Paper Pro's screen. Like, Okay. You couple that with the fact that their active stylus is so freaking good. Stop playing with Remarkable, yo. Stop playing with them. They got the best screen. And their pen tech right now is on par with some Wacom. Maybe not the best that Wacom has to offer, but the Wacom that's in our tablets, it's on par with at least that Wacom. Or that EMR tech. It's good. It's good. It's way better than what Onyx is doing with their active styluses. Leaps and bounds. I can't speak for the Tab XC, but there's something that tells me it ain't touching what the Remarkable's doing with their active stylus. Especially with that haptics. Remarkable don't need haptics. Your pen rumbling around while you're trying to write. Do it the right way, Onyx, and you won't need haptics in your USI pen. And then do USI right. Do it like Remarkable does. Still one of their engineers. That's what you do. You still a Remarkable engineer. Have them work on your pen tech. Maybe you'll get some respect in the game. Some active. Their active is trash. Yeah, 100%. The compromise of eInk also think that until those compromises are minimized, eInk won't get traction with mainstream outside of ebook reading. I think once the world starts using eInk for note taking, then that won't matter. We're still entrenched in paper and pen and pencil right now, but once the world starts to recognize the advantages, because right now they don't. Like I'm telling you, there's no downside to eInk right now. If they were to replace every institution for education with eInk instead of paper and pencil, there would be no downsides. They would save money. They would save money. There would be less loss of information because it's all centralized into one place. You can do more with it. You'll save time because editing is so much easier on eInk than it is on paper. I mean, it's easier to edit on any digital device, but we're talking about eInk here, so way more better to edit. I don't know. There's every upside and no downside. Once they realize that, I think that this will take off. Remarkable implemented analog haptics. What are we talking about, Dr. Ling? Will they implement analog haptics with their pen? You saying the pen that's in here has haptics? If that's not what you're saying, I'm saying that Onyx put haptics in their pen, their active pen. If Remarkable put haptics in here, I have never heard that. I don't see options for it. I don't feel any haptics. You guys let me know. Am I wrong about that? All right. All right, Jason. Every now and again. All right, not Jason, because we know it's you, L. I'm gonna have to put you on a timeout, L. Your chats are getting too frequent and jumbling up where I'm reading. All right, here we go. Confirm. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right, what do we got here? My bad, you guys. Not a lot of people see value in writing paper. Why do that instead of typing it? That's always more convenient and easier to search, edit. I only say writing because you could. I think writing is what still happens in schools right now, and writing has been shown to increase memory in what you're doing. And there's all kinds of other benefits with writing, which is why I say writing. I'd prefer kids to be writing over typing. And maybe in like high school, okay? But the point is, they're still writing in school. They're still writing and typing in school nowadays. So, but kids like elementary and all that, you could replace this and that, and those situations are Remarkable, easy to use. I mean, I'm just talking about eInk as a whole here, I guess too. But the point is, yes, there are no downsides for me for eInk in schools. You would have to consider typing, but if you're writing, that's a way better medium for all kinds of reasons that Remarkable outlined a couple weeks ago in a bunch of videos that they put out about research that they've been doing for handwriting and the advantages of it. So, yeah, I just think it's a good way to do it, especially for kids coming up learning. But even if you're typing, these things have software keyboards. You can connect manual keyboards to them. The Remarkable was built around typing, so there's lots of ways to do it. It doesn't have to be writing, but eInk as a medium, I think will catch on in the eInk sector, and when it does, there are no downsides. There are no downsides. Mitchell says, just gotta build an eInk desk. Yeah. Not sure about education. Kids will break the eInk screens in less than a day. Well, how about something like the Supernote that's way more durable, the Manta? You know what I mean? Maybe a device like that. You can put keyboards on those as well. There's software keyboards on those as well. So there's typing available there. Dr. Ling. Dr. Ling says, Palm's here? I didn't see Palm come in. Palm, good morning. How's it going? Oh, I do see Palm now. Oh, Book's palm rejection was trash until I set all the side and button gestures to none. Turned off hand touch and went to Naviball, and it just went to dream. No accidental hand push. The problem with that, Palm, the problem with that approach to Book's palm rejection is this. Let me show you. And this is something I've been crying to Onyx about for a long time for them to fix, and they haven't fixed it yet. Let me show you why that's a problem. All right, so let me go into a notebook here. I like where your head's at though, Palm, but this is why it's a problem for me. All right, so I'm on the Go 10.3 right now. Using a Supernote ceramic pen here. This is the Safari Vista ceramic tip. Go 10.3. Listen, you know we going hard. All right. So why is my Go 10.3 taking so long to load this note? What is going on here? This note ain't even that big. It's 12 pages. All right, anyway, listen. Onyx, what have you done to my Go 10.3? They've been sabotaging my devices. All right. So the point here is the reason why you can't turn off the touch. Well, the reason why turning off the touch bothers me is this, because Onyx does this dumb thing right here. So let me turn off touch. I've did everything you talked about, Palm. All my gestures are off so that it doesn't bother me. Oh my goodness. They were like, cut his power right now. We'll have to go back to this demo in a second. I want to show you guys the reason why I like Palm's idea. Here we go. I think we're coming back up now. I like Palm's idea, but it doesn't work for this reason why here. Mitchell says, my kids are still learning cursive, which surprised me. That they're learning it late or that they're learning it at all. Okay, so. What? Wow. Okay. Let's get back to the chat while that does its thing there. I don't know what that's about. Aaron says, for me, palm rejection has gotten a little better. Maybe it has, but it doesn't fix this problem I have with their palm rejection issues. And it's definitely an advantage for us that find value in handwriting. I'm just saying that it's probably a relatively small audience, especially compared to laptops and phones. Definitely, 100%. 100%. Dr. Lane says, plus it's such a gear grinder to have to turn off touch just so you can write. That's the thing. That's the thing. And I'm about to talk about that, Dr. Ling. That's what I was just about to illustrate. Writing helps me be more creative and helps with my thought process. Same here, Aaron. And like I said, Remarkable has done tons of studies over the last couple of years, and they presented all of those studies a few weeks ago in a series of YouTube videos that they put out about how handwriting is helpful. But like I said, they have the best typing in the game too, and they've built that device around typing. So it comes with a keyboard folio. So if kids want to type, that's an option. So they're not restricted to just handwriting. But I speak about handwriting because I think it's a really good way for people to learn, and it's a proven way for people to learn above and beyond typing. Okay, I think we're good to go to show this. Maybe we are. I'm gonna start it up now. What else we got here? This is going as well as Zuckerberg's demo. That was embarrassing for Zuck. I know it. You can see his face go red when that display demo didn't work out well. Having to lead with pen is so unnatural, though. Lead in what way, Dr. Ling? Let's see what else I missed here. Dr. DeRock says, my 2 cents, 12 and 18. Type nearly everything. I'm not sure they'd find value in eInk. Oh, you mean especially with the cell phones and whatnot, DeRock. I get you. But they're still writing in school though, because you can't think about this. If you're taking a math class, you're not typing math. You know what I'm saying? They're still writing math. They might still be typing everything else, but they're still writing math. Even when a lot of kids take notes, even though they're typing in the notes up later, they're writing them. They're writing those notes initially in a lot of classes because it's just quicker. Some kids can't type as fast as they can write, and especially with shorthand. So for math and for lectures and stuff, a lot of people are still note taking with handwriting. So. And I would say exclusive handwriting if it's math. I mean, I don't know how they're doing it anymore in school, but I can remember me going through pages and pages and pages every day practicing math problems and proofs. That would have saved me so much money and time, especially erasing and going back over a problem and trying to that process would have been made so much easier on an eInk device. Just a sheer amount of writing you do when you're taking math classes is staggering. And then when you couple that with multiple years of that, holy freaking cow. And then losing pages, not keeping pages. I could have had all of that organized in an eInk device and looked back on it 2-3 years later and still had those notes I took 2-3 years previous. Didn't have to go find the notebook for it or nothing. It's all there. Just there's so many benefits to eInk, too many. It's visible in daylight. It's visible in ambient light. You don't need to turn a light on. When you turn it on, it's not distracting to the people around you because there's no bright light bursting out at people. You know what I mean? And if you do it the right way and you get a device with no internet, you don't have to worry about kids browsing TikTok and whatnot. The Supernote has a browser, but you ain't browsing TikTok with that thing. And it's not a built-in browser. It's not like it's a browser app where you just go. It's like it's a workaround to get that browser going. You get the Remarkable. There is no browser. Kids won't be doing anything but work on that thing. So there's benefits to having not a lot of stuff, especially for different use cases, especially for education. The Remarkable would be great if it wasn't so expensive and premium, right? That's like CJ said, that's the only, or someone else may have mentioned that giving a Remarkable to a kid may be a bad idea, but it's probably the best device for them. You know what I'm saying? All right, moving on. Let's go ahead into, see, and like, let me just turn off the sounds for this. That wouldn't happen on a Remarkable. And the sound is off, but the notifications are still going off. What the crap? Look, the sound is off. I mean, I didn't touch this. The sound is totally off. You can see with the X, but yet the notification sound is still coming through. Why? Anyway, let's go back to this. Let's go back to this notebook so I can show you guys why the palm rejection is still so staggeringly bad. We're all over everywhere today with today's live stream, you guys. This was not a planned event today. Tomorrow will be a lot better, I promise. I would have had these videos out and had some sleep. All right, so what I wanted to bring up that Palm was talking about is the palm rejection is really bad on books devices, period. it's so bad that I have to have workarounds. I have to turn off all of my gestures. So you can do that by going to your gestures here. You have to turn off all of these gestures here to get the, and then not only do you have to turn those off, because even if you do those, even if you turn all of those off, what's, oh, come on, dude. Really? Okay. What is, anyway, even if you turn all of those off, dude, demos are going bad today. What? Okay, even if you turn those gestures off, you still have to come over here and turn off hand touch, because if you don't do that, the palm rejection is still going to be bad, okay? So you turn the hand touch off, and now, oh my God. Hand touch off. What have they done to my freaking device, you guys? Okay. Can we get out of that? Now that it's off, it won't register hands, right? Now you can write and you're good to go. It won't skip pages on you and go to another page and delete something and copy over something else. All those crazy things happen when you got a books product because the palm rejection is so bad. But you turn that off, you don't have to worry about palm rejection. But you know what you can't do after you turn that palm rejection off that you should be able to do because you're writing? Watch this. So I'm going to select this right here by circling it. Oh boy. You know what? I may, oh boy. Maybe I can select it by circling it. Who knows? My scribbles don't work now. Okay, cool. Good to go. Okay, what just happened? Let's just go check it out. Okay, all right. That's good to go. What do we got here? Cancel that. No. What do we got here? Okay. Customize toolbar. AI. What? Okay, AI. What do we got? My scribbles are on. So why aren't my scribbles working? Oh boy. What did the latest update do to my device? Okay, we can't select it that way. So let's go. You know what? Let's just go to the lasso tool. All right, we're selecting the lasso tool here. Can we select? Okay, we selected it. Good to go. All right, now we can select this. I guess it's going to select it. Okay, at some point. All right, there we go. If I keep having this problem, my Go 10.3. Anyway, so I've got it selected. I've got options here, right? Now, I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut that. Now, what I want to do is paste it. It says long press to paste. Can I long press with my finger? No, I can't long press the paste with my finger. Can't do it. You know what else I can't long press with? I can't long press with the pen either. So now I got to go back and turn my freaking hand touch thing back on. So now I got to go back, turn that on, break my whole flow of what I'm trying to do. Then now I can long press with my finger and get the paste option. Then after I pasted it, oh, okay, let's just say I pasted it. Who cares now? This thing's having a crisis. Now that I've pasted it, in order to continue doing what I'm doing, I got to have the system recognize that I want to get out of this menu. Maybe it doesn't care that I want out of the menu. Okay, now it cares. Now that, oh my God, now that I've pasted it, finally. Now that I pasted it, I got to go back so I don't get palm rejection and turn my hand thing off again. I promise you, the 10.3 is not this unresponsive all the time, you guys. I don't know what's going on. It's usually way more responsive than this. But anyway, I have to go back and turn it off now, and then I can keep writing. That demo, oh my God, Onyx. Holy freaking cow. If you don't fix this, that was way more painful than it should have been. That was, That's what I felt like doing just now. Why was that so difficult? You're probably running into low battery lag. Okay, no doubt. I can get that. I did just turn it back on. You know what? I'll give it that. Low battery lag, no doubt. We'll say that's what it is. We'll say that. We don't know. How many people did we lose? Oh, we didn't. We gained some people. How's it going, you guys? If you're liking the content, hit the like button for me. Appreciate it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Okay, moving on. Matter of fact, I need to get to the chat because I let a lot of chat going through doing that Go 10.3 demo, which went like horribly. Holy. Okay, get to the chat. I'll be floored the day I see math typed out as the norm. That would mean latex has taken over. Dude, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we'll ever see typed math be the norm, like when you're learning. So I think writing is always going to have a place in academia as long as kids are learning math. So even if you type everything else, which I don't think is happening, I still think kids are typing in school and in college. I still think they are. I could be wrong, but I still think they are. If they aren't, they're definitely writing math still. So eInk has a place in math, if nowhere else, with these young kids. 100% on math. Lectures, not so much. Kids are typing notes for sure. If anything, to search. Okay, but think about on these eInk tablets. You can search handwriting now. You know what I'm saying? I think eInk is just made for academia, man. I mean, whatever you throw at me, I'm going to have an answer for it. If I don't, then, you got me. And it only takes 45 seconds trying to get menus to work before you can start writing. Yeah. Typically, it's not that bad, Mitchell. It's usually better than this for me. But yeah, that was pretty bad. The notification sounds makes me appreciate my Remarkables more. Yeah. The sound was off and I was still getting notifications, Mitchell. That would never happen on a Remarkable for sure. Valid Books complaint. I've seen the same you're seeing since recent firmware. Off a charger, the device freaks out and goes all slow. Sometimes needs a restart. Don't know what's going on here. You know what, you guys? I'm going to use the Go 10.3 today. I'm going to charge it up 100%, restart it, then use it and see if it has that problem. If it does, you'll know about it on tomorrow's live. So join tomorrow's live. Get subscribed. Don't miss it. UI UX seems like trash, says Mitchell. Mitchell, are you a Remarkable fanboy like moi and Dr. Ling here? I didn't know you was on it with Remarkable like that. Welcome, my brother. Aaron says you have been using the Remarkable Pay Pro move too much. You forgot how to use the 10.3. No, listen, I've been using the remove so much. I love it. I can't say it enough. You're right. Rod's about to cut the device. It was already cut. That's probably why it stopped working. I think you're probably running into low battery lag. Okay, we're getting caught up with the chat now. You clearly haven't used that thing since you updated. It ran sluggish for me for about a day after that. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Aaron. No, I've been using it, which is why it's dead. But I haven't done any work in pulling up my layered notes lately. I've been just using this as a early draft document writer for the last month. What kids are y'all around that are typing in school? In my community, these kids are still using pen and paper. Right, Aaron? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm glad you said that because I'm like, maybe I'm insensitive. Maybe I've been out of school too long. But the kids that I've been around, I know that they're still using pen and paper for everything. Especially in inner city schools. Now, maybe private schools, but inner city schools are still using these kids can't afford laptops. A lot of them. You know what I mean? Especially not enough for that to be the majority. Like inner city school, and these schools can't afford to give all these kids laptops either. eInk may be a better approach, especially if you get some older devices that still run good. Remarkable twos. Luckily, kids with parents that can afford the Montblanc. Yeah, exactly. The Montblanc. Montblanc. The Rock says, Aaron, funny enough, my sister is on vacay, so I'm watching my nieces. They both have school issue Chromebooks and they type notes. You know what though? Chromebooks are proliferating even in the inner city schools too. You know what, guys? I don't know. I don't know what side I fall on this. Now that all these facts are coming to light here. I may be too far away from the situation to know this, but I still thought the kids use predominantly pen and paper to write in school. But even if so, math is still a good option for writing. Even if they're typing everything else, I do not see kids typing math. It's hard enough for them to do math. They ain't about to be typing it up. You know how hard it is? Listen, you know how hard have you tried to type math? You know how hard that is? I mean, it's not just knowing numbers and the plus and dividing and subtraction signs. You gotta know how to do you gotta know how to do the carets. You gotta know all of the symbols for the order of operations and how to put those into a sentence. You gotta know how to use hyperscript and subscript. Like, listen, I've had to type up math proofs, okay, and it sucks butt, okay. It sucks huge butt, and I would not wish that on anybody. I know these kids ain't gonna take that route if they don't have to. That's not like just regular typing. That's learning a whole different way of typing math. I know. I've had to do it. That stuff is not easy. I bought using Manta and ended up giving it to a college student. What? You bought a used Manta, Aaron? In Houston, a lot of HISD students still have pen and paper. Okay. Dr. Ling says latex is such a huge learning curve. What is latex? I thought you were talking about a glove at first, but clearly you're not. What is that? Let me know. I have never heard of that before. Right, a lot of parents probably can't afford the money on a Remarkable or books platform or a tablet. I agree with you, Aaron. I think if it happens, it's gonna have to happen through the schools. The schools are gonna have to subsidize these like they do the Chromebooks. But I wholeheartedly think that when that happens, man, it's gonna be an aha moment for the institutions. LaTeX is a typesetting program. Okay, gotcha. Is it for math? Is it a science-based one? Yeah, is it science-based? All right, let's get to the man. Okay, every time we get to talking, I never get to these Reddit notes here, you guys. And I want to hit on a couple of them before we get out of here. We got 5 minutes left in the show. So let me hit on a couple of these Reddit posts. I'm going to go to the most interesting ones real quick. I'll keep this up here so we can hit one every day or a few every day. This I thought was interesting right here. Womp womp, the next Books Palma e-reader won't be a phone after all. So now I'm not sure what this means as far as what happens, because we saw the what we thought was a new Palma when Kit released his video about the IFC conference, and I assumed because it had cell data that it was going to be a phone. I mean, it makes it a phone if it has cell data, but I guess that doesn't really matter. But this is interesting here. So it looks like it's confirmed the Palma 3 will have cellular today only and no native calling functionality. This is a bummer, and I don't have enough confidence in Big Me to spend $500 on the Hybrid Pro. Same here. That's why I would wait for a bigger brand to do it. And was hoping the Palma phone could be an alternative. The alternative I was waiting for. So yeah, so it's definitely going to have cellular service, but not be a phone. It's not going to have phone and a phone app, but it's going to have Android. You can download plenty of phone apps. You can download Google Voice if you wanted to and use it as a phone. So this doesn't mean it's not going to be used as a phone. It's definitely going to be used as a phone probably. And you can still use it as a phone, especially if you got Google Voice. If you got Google Voice, this could definitely be a phone option for you, for sure. What else we got here? Did anyone know this? And I guess this is talking about the fact that you can double tap the Supernote button to make it do other functionality. So there's two functions to one button. So if you tap the button and hold it, it does one thing. If you double tap it, it does another. It has another function. I've gone over this a few times on a live. I thought this was interesting that people are just finding this out. But yeah, I should make a video on this to get it more widespread because it's a cool functionality. It doesn't work as much or as well as it should, which is why Supernote probably doesn't publicize it in their changelog or anywhere for that matter. But it still is cool if you can get it to work when it works. What else we got here? New Stylus Pro 3 and ceramic tip stylus coming. So we talked about this already. This is just where I got that information from. Supernote refills, why are they so eye-wateringly expensive? So for you guys that don't know, I offer a Supernote refill that you can put in almost any standard EMR pen, like any standard Wacom stylus. And I sell them on the site, rantsaboutech.com. Now, the price is a little pricey, I'll admit, but that's because of I have to make them, and B, the price to get the nib is so expensive. So this person says they're $45 USD for a refill. That's not right. They're $50. They're $49.99. I don't know where he got $45 from. They're $50. So if you're buying a Supernote refill and expecting to get a crystal, or not a crystal nib, but a ceramic nib out of that, they're $50 out the gate. And that's not including the shipping. And then this person is $80 shipping to the UK. So there you go. They've raised the price. They used to be $35. That's a $15 increase in the last like 6 months or so, 6-7 months. So they've gone up, and I don't anticipate that going down. I think the price of that is going to go up, honestly, because of what Viwoods has done with their ceramic nib. Because the nibs look exactly the same. The nibs from Viwoods and Supernote look exactly the same. So this would mean that if Viwoods is going to charge you, I don't know how much their pens are going to cost, but let's just say they charge you $80 for that pen or $70 for that pen. The price to get ceramic from them is going to be $80. The price of getting ceramic from Supernote, I think the cheapest you can get is their click pen, which is like $65 or so. Which is going to push the price of that pen probably up a little more, which is probably going to push the price of ceramic up a little bit more. It's just, man. So I'm glad. The point here, I guess, is I'm glad the Super Nib is around, and that I'm working hard on making that more durable, and eventually it's going to get a lot more. Eventually, it's going to get a lot more. Where are we at? Oh boy, what happened here? Oh, chat. Did we get rid of the? Oh, we got rid of it. Let me pull it back up here. Oh, wow. There we go. Oh, we didn't get rid of it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Chat, my screen is going crazy right now. My bad. Okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, I thought that was interesting. How many people did I lose with that? Quite a few. Okay. All right. We're moving on. We're moving on. What is the next Reddit story we got up here? Actually, let's go to the chat. Let's see what the chat's talking about here. Use writing scientific journal or use for writing scientific journals. Okay, gotcha. Apple has a utility in OS 10 where it's made for that purpose too. It probably does what LaTeX does. It's just Apple's version of that, to where it's just for scientific paper writing. And that's how I learned a lot of the script that you have to use for math. Jay, how's it going? Oh, LaTeX is a document markup language for writing academic papers. Yeah, I just learned that. Like I said, I hadn't used that, and to do my academic papers in the past, I used the app. Let me see what the app is called in OS 10. I think they still have that app in here. I haven't had to write an academic paper in a long time. Actually, it's in the utilities. Let's see if I can find that. Okay, what is it called? Oh, I don't see the name of it in here in the console anymore. Huh, that's interesting. Maybe it's not an app they offer anymore. This was a long time ago, you guys. So maybe it's not an app they offer natively anymore. Maybe they charge for this app now. Could be. But it was Apple had an academic app that did a lot of like scientific script. So if you're writing a scientific paper, you wrote it in there, and it would give you tools for math. It would give you tools for your citations and things like that. So it was a great tool. It was a great tool. I have to look that thing up. What else we got here? Frustrated owner? No, that doesn't seem too interesting. Return my Remarkable Paper Pro move. Here's why. I was going to go over that, but it's long. We'll go over that in another show. Is it still worth getting Remarkable 2 today? Yes. I still think the Remarkable 2 is definitely worth getting today. I keep it around because it's a really good black and white device. And if you want to get something done on the Remarkable that you don't need color for, it's the only way to fly. For sure, in a full size thing, because the Remarkable Paper Pro, until they put the new screen in the Remarkable Paper Pro, I'm putting a video out today probably that tells you don't buy the Remarkable Paper Pro right now. If you're interested in it, wait until they change the screen. Wait until you get word on them changing the screen in that device. Wait until they put the screen that's in the Remove into the Remarkable Paper Pro, then buy it, because then it'll be a worthy competitor to a lot of these other devices out here. It'll be a worthy competitor to the Remarkable 2 even, because I use the Remarkable 2 more than I use the Remarkable Paper Pro because it's so good. It doesn't have the flickering. It doesn't have, especially if I'm doing something I don't need color, and I want it backed up on my Remarkable space connection or on my Connect space. So yeah. Remarkable 2 is a way more capable machine than the Remarkable Paper Pro, in my opinion, right now, until they update the screen that's in the Remove. And they're going to do it. If they don't, they'd be missing out. They'd be missing out for sure. Let's go back to the chat before we get out of here, you guys. What do we got here? All right. Yeah, very, very good for math and science, like diagrams and formulas. Yeah. Yeah, and that was what the Apple program brought as well. So how's it going, Buck? Oakland was giving laptops to low-income families during COVID. Funding ran out. Oh, so like I said, I think Chromebooks are proliferating even in inner city schools right now. So BM says Math Lab. Math Lab is great. Math Lab is great. Jay says, no, it's not worth getting a Remarkable 2 today. Yes, it is. I still think the Remarkable 2 is kicking butt, man. I still think it is. The Rock says, the nightmare in college doing linear equations on Math Lab. Yeah. Yep. I remember those, man. Dude, that brings back some nightmares and some fond memories. Both at the same time. Man. All right, everyone. That's going to be the show for today. Like I said, thanks for you guys for rocking with me today. I'll be more structured tomorrow. Today was kind of one of those days. I've been working all weekend on getting content from last week out, and I did a lot of cutting it up. I learned a lot. I learned how to get my live streams cut up into smaller sections and put out in ways in more bite-sized sections so people can get more out of what we do here. Because I do think we drop a lot of good information, not just me, but you, the chat. So I think I learn a lot from you guys. You guys teach me a lot. And I think that me and you guys have a lot to teach the wider audience as well. And so I'm trying to get those videos out, like I said, in more bite-sized sections and in a way that more people can consume them. So that's what I've been doing over the weekend. That's what I'm gonna continue doing today after I get done with this live. Super excited I got some of that content out already. So if you go to the channel, you'll see a lot of that content now. It looks a little bit different than how I normally do content, but it's good. So anyway, you guys, give me a like if you like the show real quick, and subscribe if you want to see more. We do this every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. Thanks to the chat group for being here. Thanks to Aaron. Thanks to Dr. Ling. Thanks to Jay. Thanks to Buck. Thanks to, who else we got here? We got Aaron. Thanks to Mitch. Thanks to The Rock. Thanks to BM for being here. Thanks to CJ. Thanks to Palm. I appreciate you for being here as well. Who else we got? Thanks for L for coming in. The channel's troll. We need you too. Thanks for being here. I had to block you at the end, but you gave us some laughs at the beginning. It was good. It was a good time. Who else we got here? And I think that was it for the people that's in the chat crew. Again, thanks for Aaron for showing some love with the super chat or super thanks. I really appreciate that for showing support for the channel. And that's it. Thank you guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. And until then, everybody. Whoa, I was doing all of that without being here. Oh, I messed my end of my show up. All right. Anyway, until then, everybody, take care.